Hello everyone and welcome into Coach Craig Sports. This is the MLB DFS Core Pick video for today, Friday, April 26th. If you're joining me for the very first time, first of all, welcome in. Second of all, this is how today's video will be structured. We will not be on a recap since it's been a couple days since we had a video. Wednesday wasn't feeling the greatest. Thursday was super early start. So ultimately ended up missing a couple days there. But what we'll be doing, we'll be going over the weather report for today, taking a look at any games that could potentially be affected by weather. And then after that, we'll get over to FanDuel and talk about my core 5 picks. It's going to be one pitcher, 4 hitters. That's going to be based on a combination of past performance versus their respective opponent, as well as recent performances. And then after that, we'll get moved over to my cheat sheet, which is up on the Sports Affiliation website. That is 100% free, and we'll talk about my top GPP teams to stack for tonight's slate overall. But without further ado, we'll get over to RotoWire and go through this weather report. There's only 2 games with double-digit chance of rain at this point in time. So the first one is going to be the Chicago White Sox, Tampa Bay Rays, 71% chance of rain in Chicago. And I believe, if I remember correctly, the White Sox game did get rained out yesterday as well. So we'll just keep an eye on that one as the day moves along. And then the only other game with double-digit chance of rain today is going to be out in San Diego, where the Padres and the Phillies will be playing tonight. But not really concerned about that one. Obviously, if anything does majorly change throughout the day, we will be leaving that down in the comments below. But without further ado, we'll get moved over to FanDuel and talk about my core picks over there. So once again, it is going to be one pitcher, 4 hitters based on a combination of their past performance versus their respective opponents that they're facing tonight, and then some recent performances as well. So we're going to start off at the pitcher position with Aaron Nola. He is $10,100. He's averaging just under 34 fantasy points per game going against the Padres tonight. Pitched pretty well against them in the past. He's got some pretty good history versus their hitters. Did not pitch against them in 2023. Has yet to pitch against them in 2024. But if you look at what he's done so far in the season, he's got the 3 wins, a 3.16 ERA. He's at that $10,100 mark. If you get anything out of him like you got the last 2 starts, it's going to be a really good day for him once again. And then even if you look at what he's done in the season in totality, there's only really truly been one bad start overall. And then we move down to our hitters. So we're going to start off with Yandy Diaz. He's $3,000, only averaging just over 7 fantasy points per game, so off to a slow start this year. Going against Chris Flexen of the Chicago White Sox tonight, 3 for 6 versus him in his career. Yandy Diaz has at least 1 hit in that 7 out of his last 8 games, and 4 of those games have been multi-hit games. So starting to pick it up a little bit more as of late. Do definitely like the upside that he does present overall. Obviously, when things are rolling for him, he's a guy that is $3,400 or more on pretty much every given slate. So we'll take that $3,000 price range. We'll take some of that hot streak as of late, and hopefully that pans out well for us tonight. Obviously, like I did mention with the weather report, this is one of the games that could be affected by weather overall. And then we move down to second base with Jeff McNeil here, $2,600. He's averaging just under 8 fantasy points per game. He is also a guy that has hits in 7 out of his last 8 games. He's also had 4 multi-hit games during that time span. Goes against Miles Mikolas tonight, 4 for 8 versus him in his career. So definitely do like the upside that Jeff McNeil could present tonight overall. 269 average, 1 home run, 7 RBIs in the season. Nothing too crazy to write home about, but like I said, he's had a hot streak as of late, so definitely looking to ride that out once again. $2,600, not a bad price tag for him whatsoever. Then we're going to move down to our outfielders. So we have Jesus Sanchez here at $2,700. Not the greatest start to the season for him, but he's going against Trevor Williams of the Washington Nationals tonight. 2 for 6 with 1 home run versus him in his career. If you look at what Jesus Sanchez has done as of late, in his last 8 starts, he's had at least 1 hit in 7 out of those games. And then 2 of those games have been multi-hit games. So there's a little bit of upside to be had there. And then if you look at what he's done so far on the season, 224 average, 2 home runs, 9 RBI. So those numbers still could come up quite a bit, but definitely do like his upside tonight overall going against Trevor Williams. And then last but not least, we have Colton Cowser here, just kind of a guy that's really been floating in my lineups as of late because he's been playing pretty well. If you look at what he's done on the season so far, 333 average, 6 home runs, 17 RBIs, averaging just under 12 fantasy points per game. He is going against Ross Stripling tonight. He has no career history versus him, but just a guy that I like that's been playing well as of late. Obviously, if you want to swap him out to a different player, definitely do understand that. But with that being said, if you go with these 5 players that I do currently have listed here, you have $13,400 remaining, just over $3,300 per player. So if you want to pay up for a star player or 2, you could definitely do that and then pay down at some other spots. Or if you want to take a little bit more balanced approach on tonight's slate, that is definitely another way that we can approach it tonight, just in general. But with that being said, we'll get moved over to my cheat sheet and talk about the top GPP teams to stack for tonight's slate overall. So once again, the cheat sheet is 100% free. It is up on the Sports Affiliation website. And the top GPP teams that I do have to stack tonight, we got the Baltimore Orioles going against Ross Stripling. Not too much history to write home about here. Mainly the guys that do have really good history versus him are the guys that are currently on the IL. But a lot of younger players for this Orioles team. A lot of these guys haven't faced Stripling too much in the past. So definitely do like the upside that is there tonight overall. And then we have the Mets going against Miles Mikolas. It's kind of like the odd guys today that have good history versus him. It is Jeff McNeil, DJ Stewart, and Tyrone Taylor, the 3 that had the best history. But I really don't mind getting to pretty much any Mets hitter tonight. Should be a pretty favorable matchup. Mikolas has not pitched well whatsoever to start off the year. Then we got the Miami Marlins going against Trevor Williams. We did mention Jesus Sanchez in the core picks. Tim Anderson also has some pretty good history versus him. Kind of pick your poison. There are a lot of guys that have hit him pretty well in the past. And then last but not least, we have the Atlanta Braves going against Logan Allen. No real history there in the past, so kind of been on that Braves upside, going against a still relatively young pitcher in Logan Allen as well. But with that being said, that's what I do have in terms of the weather report, the core picks, and the top GPP stacks for today. As always, if you have any questions related to MLB DFS, be sure to drop them down in the comments and I'll get back to you as quickly as possible. And then with that being said, if there's any other updates whatsoever throughout the day, whether that be changes in starting pitchers, whether that be weather report, whether it would be an update to the core because one of these guys that we have in the core ultimately doesn't end up starting, that will all be down in the comments below, as well as these starting lineups as they do come out throughout the day. But with that being said, if you are brand new to my channel, checking it out for the very first time, or have yet to subscribe, please consider doing so. Definitely would appreciate it. It helps to build the community that we're trying to build here at Coach Craig Sports, which is one that's truly for you, the viewers, helping you with your DFS. Right now we have MLB DFS in terms of the core pick videos Monday through Friday. And then I also do have my UFL DFS video going up once a week. That one will be coming out later today as well. And then with that being said, if you're interested in sports betting, if you're interested in prop betting whatsoever, be sure to check out the links and promo codes down in the description below for BetUS, Parlay Play, and Prize Picks. If you are a brand new user to any one of those 3 sites, when you sign up, you make your initial deposit, you will get a first match deposit bonus. For Prize Picks and Parlay Play, it's a 100% match on your initial deposit up to $100. And then for BetUS, it is 125% on your initial deposit up to $2,500. So some pretty great opportunities to be had out there. And then with that being said, if you have any other additional questions related to that whatsoever, feel free to reach out to me, whether it's down in the comments or on Twitter at Coach Craig Sport, and be more than happy to help you with that journey as well. But with that being said, that's all that I truly have for today's video. Definitely do appreciate each and every one of you tuning in. Definitely means a lot to me. I hope that each and every one of you have a great rest of your day and some pretty good luck in MLB DFS tonight.